A new feature has been revealed for the Halo Master Chief Collection. Dead or Alive 6 has reached a new level with its microtransactions and more. I'm Andrew Dornan and this is my show, What's New? Alright, so today's just going to be a real quickie because I've just been having a very lethargic morning, but I still wanted to get the show started. So this is getting to you guys real late, and I apologize, but at least I haven't missed an episode. That's something to keep in mind, is I haven't missed an episode. I've gotten very close to an episode being horribly late, but I've never missed an episode. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the news. Alright, so our first story of the day is that a new feature is being added into the Halo Master Chief Collection. What is this brand new feature? Is it like matchmaking? Is it dedicated servers? Well, I think all of those have already in. I don't know because I don't play the Master Chief Collection. But it is the ability to use the classic Halo sounds, like the Halo Combat Evolved, to be able to use those classic sounds in the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition, which is included in the Master Chief Collection. This is kind of cool just because in the campaign, you got the option to use the classic sounds, but in multiplayer, you just use the remastered sounds. And a lot of people kind of like the classic sounds over the remastered, and I'm not gonna lie, I am a bit partial to the classic sounds, but that was because in high school, in my AV class, if we were just waiting between projects and we had a bunch of other stuff finished, then we all had Halo Custom Edition installed onto all of our computers, and so we would all play Halo together when we had nothing else going on. So I have a lot of memories tied to those classic sounds, so whenever I get around to getting the Master Chief Collection at some point in the far distant future, it's definitely nice to know that option is there. But overall, that's just a little something extra, and honestly, all the stuff regarding Halo, I'm a little excited for. The fact that they're coming over to PC, so a new market of players can enjoy those games. It's just, honestly, it's a lot of fun, and some people might not think that I am a Halo fan. I actually am. Let's see. Oh gosh, let's see, what do I got here? I've got 1, 2, 3 ODST, 4 in Reach. I have Halo Wars on the computer. But that's about it. I don't have Halo 5 because that was an Xbox One game. And I don't have Halo Wars 2, but I have the first Halo Wars. But yeah, I'm a Halo fan. And I think it was because when I was, like, before I was in high school, I think, like, LJI, or, so, like, intermediate school, or maybe even middle school, my friend Dan had Halo Reach, and we play Halo Reach all the time. So, yeah, that was a bit of a tangent, but, I mean, I'm trying to fill time. But let's get on to the next story. So our second story of today is that Dead or Alive 6 will be charging players to change their character's hair color. Yeah, you heard me there. And you might think, oh, well, you know, at least it's an unlock, right? No, it's not an unlock. It's the change. So you know how in character creators you could just, you know, change the hair color with different sliders, and it's like, you know, you could do that on the fly, or not necessarily on the fly, but for fighting games you could always go into a menu and change that. Or in some RPGs that have character customization tools, some will have like barber shops, and you could go there and be able to change your hair color there as well as your hairstyle. But Dead or Alive 6 decided it wasn't making enough money, and so now we have this microtransaction. The way you'll be able to change the hair color is with a premium ticket, and it will cost you the equivalent of $1, and you can even pay an actual dollar for this hair change. And I can't stress enough how mind-boggling this is, because this isn't even like an unlock. If you, like, for example, your character's hair, you wanted to change it from the standard brunette to blue, that would cost $1, and then to change it back would also cost $1. And I'm just like, why though? Like, it's no secret that at this point I'm a bit wary of a lot of AAA publishers that aren't Nintendo, because a lot of them are really sleazy about, trying to get as much money from people as possible. But like, this is a new low. I think this is like beyond, like, I think EA has a limit on its scumminess, and this is a level that would make EA go, oh man, that's a bit much, don't you think? It's completely absurd. I think microtransactions in games that you pay for just shouldn't be the case. I would much rather have DLC that have like maps and modes than microtransactions. In fact, that was one of the things that, speaking of EA, that some of my friends and I actually got in a debate over, because the first EA Battlefront had no microtransactions, but they did have DLC packs, and in those packs you got like 1 or 2 maps and a handful of weapons, and some of them had a mode. And in Battlefront 2, you don't have DLC, but you have microtransactions and loot boxes. And so it's like, which do you prefer? And they said, well, neither. And I'm like, well, in a capitalist gaming society, you can't have neither. You either have one or the other. You will sometimes have both, but you cannot have neither. So I would much rather have DLC where it comes out after the fact. So it's like the game comes out, and then a month later the devs are like, what if we gave you some more maps and some more stuff, and we put that in a DLC pack and sent that over and charged it like $10? I'd been like, cool, thanks. But yeah, it's a bit scummy. Alright, so that was it for gaming news. Now into website channel news. It's, I don't know if I'm going to put a lower thirds for this or not, but I am thinking about how I do content. So if you've been subscribed to the YouTube channel for a while, you know that I've done Let's Plays that haven't really required too much work. The two most intense series in terms of editing have been Metroid Samus Returns, which there were a lot of production flaws with that, and so I'm hoping sometime in the future I will have the time to sit down and re-edit all of that, hopefully on a much more powerful machine. But on top of that, I would also there were a couple of issues with Pokemon Blue version that I would have liked to remedied had I caught them during production. But aside from that, those have been the two really intensive projects. The rest have been kind of casual and not really challenged me as an editor. I wouldn't necessarily say that Andrew Dornan's What's New has necessarily challenged me as an editor, but it has definitely, it's a different style of editing, and it's not necessarily the same kind of editing as with Mini-Pack, but both Andrew Dornan's What's New and Mini-Pack scratch an itch in the editing sense that I haven't been getting from my Let's Plays. And so what I'm thinking of doing is I'm just going to finish Stellaris and finish Mario Kart 8. And then after they're done, I'm going to sit down and look at all the Let's Plays I have planned and make a note of which of those series require a lot of pre-production, a lot of, supplemental graphics, specific editing styles that I would like to have for them. And then I would like to have, put those at my priority and get those done. So for example, let's say that in a few months I would like to do Pokemon Crystal version. And so I would, if I wanted to do Pokemon Crystal version in the summer, I would have to start pre-production now. And so that's something that would happen a couple of months after year 4. I don't know if I would have like a little supplementary series between Mario Kart 8 and Pokemon Crystal. It also depends on how quickly that pre-production gets done. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've just been thinking. I've just been rambling at this point, but it's one of those things where I want to try and do a lot more content that requires a lot more, not necessarily, well, yeah, definitely more focus, but then also more things to think about in the production process. So like with Pokemon, you have bios and encounter rates. For something like Fallout, you have RPGs and companion bios, which actually I have all the supplemental graphics ready for a potential original Fallout Let's Play. I just need to like make an outline and then that would be good to go. So that's like one of the things I'm thinking about doing. So it's definitely kind of like a wait and see kind of thing. I've definitely been feeling a bit burnt out by the kinds of Let's Plays I've been producing. So it's one of those things where it's a good thing I'm catching it now instead of when it's too late. So that way I can like give myself like a roadmap. Yeah, a roadmap to be like, okay, so I know this is the issue and I want to be able to get these things ready so that way I am good to go to like do something new, which I'm really excited for. Other than that, I think that's about it. I have been doing Let's Plays over on Vlare, and that video sharing site that I mentioned offhand a few episodes ago. I've had videos that have just been like, that are all scheduled and good to go, but I haven't, I don't know, there's just something that I haven't felt the click with when I first started making videos on it. I don't know what it is, but I think maybe it's part of the burnout. So I do have a series that's planned for it. Most of the episodes are already scheduled. And so I would like to finish up that series and then not necessarily call it quits, but put a pause on that sort of content. But yeah, at this point I'm just rambling, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my content, want to know ways to support me and my content, I will have a link to the main show page as well as the main show page in the show notes. So if you want to know more about my show, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on Wednesday for another episode of Andrew Dornan's What's New, right as the garbage truck passes by. Bye-bye.